What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Les Alex here for Impact. We are live and in living color with round number 2 here at our standard RCQ 1K. We've got Vasilios on Dimir Midrange. He is 1-0 against Adrian on Crabs. He is also 1-0. Thank you all so much for joining us. Make sure if you're watching on Twitch, you follow, and if you want to get some sweet emotes, be able to watch all the VODs after the fact for free and get ad-free viewing, subscribe, give us some of those Bezos bucks, and you get some of those sweet perks. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit up us on twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center, where we stream all of our RCQs, and we stream each and every single Friday our Modern FNMs. So check us out there. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And, of course, hit up ImpactGamingCenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering TCG needs. We've got singles, sealed product, everything you could ever want as a Magic the Gathering player. Check it out. All right, we've got Vasilios on Crabs, on Dimir Midrange against Adrian on Crabs. And this is going to be a sleight of hand, and he already has an Up the Beanstalk in play. So this is going to be an interesting one. And Fairy Mastermind in step. Cash grab. Going to take a look at the top couple. Be able to grab a creature from them. And the rest will go to the bin. This Crabs deck does a really good job at filling its graveyard, allowing it to cast said crabs and serpents. Restless Reef inbound. And the attack. Down to 15. This should probably be a quicker matchup than last round. Last round we had Jeskai Control against Selesnya Cage, and it was just a grind fest. Yep, and Vasilios is going to get to draw a card as well off of the Mastermind. Valerian trigger, 2 triggers, draw 2 cards. And Valerian Terror will resolve for Adrian. Edge Mage is going to get to Surveilski. Put the cash grab to the bin, and Adrian's going to pass right back to Vasilios. Soulstone Sanctuary, the new creature land. And Enduring Curiosity. Down to 11, and draw 2 cards. You go for the throat, and Anoint with Affliction, I believe, are the cards that Vasilios drew. Unsummon that, back to the hand. Good old unsummon. It's nice seeing that card in Standard again. And Adrian going to bash with the Valerian Terror. Land mode with the Analyze the Pollen. Okay. Gonna grab it in the island, it looks like. All right, we're entering combat, and it looks like Adrian's got some shenanigans. Eddie Merc gonna trigger both of the Up the Beanstalks and tap down. Crab's good. Gonna tap down both. Vasilios, of course, drawing off of the Fairy Mastermind. Vasilios has got quite the grip right now. Approximately 40 billion cards in hand. And go for the throat. Gonna take down the grab. Eddie Merc grab. Eddie gonna hit the bin. Both of these players are quite strong players. Adrian won in RCQ, I think, last season. Vasilios, I can't remember if he won one or if I think he got second at one of ours. So both players, quite seasoned players, quite good players. So this should be a pretty fun matchup and a pretty tightly contested match. Storm Chaser's talent. And there is the Storm Chaser's talent. Cut down Havoc. Oh, poor kitty. It's an otter in gameplay, but it is actually literally Adrian's cat. Sleight of hand. RCQ promo from last season. Take one. One goes to the bottom. Botanical Sanctum inbound. 5 down to 10 goes Vasilios. And pass back to Vasilios here. Tide Binder in hand. Gonna play the swamp that he just drew. Vasilios just going to pass here. He's got a couple Anoint with Afflictions. Obviously, the Tidebinder. Or Tasha's Tidebinder, is that the name of the card? And Enduring Curiosity. This town ain't big enough. Go for the Terror. All right, draw. Man, up to Beanstalks is nuts. Adrian said standard draws a lot of cards. I'm saying. Both players drawing just an immense amount of cards at this point. Storm Chaser's talent, gonna bring out Havoc again. Get to see a kitty. Otter kitty. Another up the Beanstalk. Give them the beans, boys. We're back in town. Another Storm Chaser talent. So 2. And a little Surveil-ski. Clara gets anointed with Affliction. Unfortunately, the Pokemon trainer will unfortunately meet her demise. So tap a swamp. Is this going to be cut down? Cut down certainly could take down the otter token known as Havoc. Vasilios counting up mana. Just going to pass here. Bloom Lake Verge. Gonna level up the Storm Chaser's talent. return what?
Okay, so there's two tricks. So if you level it up, it will level up, and then that'll be a trigger, correct?
Yeah, that's it.
That'll
Yeah.
happen, and then in response to the trigger,
Tidebinder, the actual
Right. So it's level 2, but
Level
not
2.
the-
level 2, but unfortunately Adrian doesn't get
uh,
the return an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand trigger. Yeah, that's a good play. I like that.
okay, go.
I'll flash it.
Enduring Curiosity is going to get flashed in.
Resolves, but still at the end of my turn.
So it is going to resolve, but Adrian's got some more shenanigans at the end of his own turn.
It's gonna be like a million.
Target's for this.
Yeah, it's gonna be this.
So Enduring Curiosity and Storm Chaser's Talent,
And then just go back.
Yep.
drawing 3 cards.
Yeah.
8 cards in hand, so Adrian will have to discard a Yavimaya Coast. Not a hard. 9 cards, so 2 lands discarded.
You got 9. You gotta keep one of them. You discard 2, and I'll worry about it.
You're right.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought so too. Vasilios catching it. Cut down Havoc, the Otter. And that Otter will hit the bin. And attack.
Good.
And we are moving to combat.
I'll attack.
Adrian's like,
After
Kaido. Nice. Alright, so here is Kaido. New technology from Duskmorn. It's got ninjutsu, and during your turn, as long as Kaido has 1 or more loyalty counter on it, it's a 3/4 ninja creature and has hexproof. And you get an emblem, +1, get an emblem. Ninjas you control gets +1/+1. 0, surveil 2. Then draw a card for each opponent who lost life this turn, and then -2, tap target creature, put 2 stun counters on it. It has 4 loyalty.
So Kaito's over here.
Vasilios saying you have basically infinite cards in here. Spyglass Siren. I'll make a map. Spell Stutter. So that'll counter it, but Adrian still gets to draw 3 cards off 3 up the beanstalks. Sheesh. So as Vasilios consults Adrian's graveyard, Adrian gonna play Storm Chaser's Talent, make another Otter token. Alright, what are we targeting? What are we bringing back to our hand? Maybe this town ain't big enough? Yep. Oh, we returned to Analyze the Pollen. Kiora.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Here's Kiora, the Rising Tide. When it enters, draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. And then it's got Threshold whenever Kiora attacks. If there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, which there currently are for Adrian, you may create a Scion of the Deep, a legendary 8/8 blue octopus token. Pretty sick. And as Vasilios said,
Not super relevant.
pretty sick one of. Will this Kiora stick around to be able to attack? We shall see. Counting library size here. 15 cards left in Adrian's deck. Wow, Adrian is ripped through his deck with these Up the Beanstalks and other draw spells throughout this game. It's incredible. Looks like Kaito might be going down ticking.
Or you know this one. I'll go to combat.
Okay. So this guy's just a
You
creature.
get 3 4 hits.
Okay.
On my turn, it's a creature. On your turn,
All right.
4 damage. We're in the damage step.
All right, so we're in damage step here.
Yep. So I draw
So you'll take 1 here.
Yep, I already
took
did
it.
it.
I'll draw a card.
Yep.
Havoc goes to.
Yep, bye-bye.
Havoc is gone again,
I'm going
and Vasilios draws a card.
to.
Underground River. Man, this deck, both these decks are just, they draw infinite cards. Yeah, stunned. So Kiora will not be attacking here this turn. No eating here tonight. Cash grab the draw for Adrian. Probably not what you want at this point in the game. Although, we're going to level up Storm Chaser's talent and another.
Countering the level. Level active. It does not shut it off. It is an enchantment. So you can still level it up again.
And here is Tishana's Tidebinder. Basically stifling the level up ability.
So I can still level up again, though.
Yes, correct. Means it doesn't shut off enchantments, so the artifacts and features protect.
Alright. But you can counter any of them.
Correct. Counter up to 1 target accident with
Alright. Go for it.
All right, pass back to Vasilios.
It's a long game, but we're not playing.
Yeah, I agree. Vasilios saying, you know, we're not playing at a slow pace or anything. It's just like this is a grindy game, so I agree with that. Both players are making game actions.
Gotta make risks.
For you,
Forward
turn that to you.
into the Flood Maw.
It doesn't say
Return to him. Yeah.
Yep, so that'll return Restless Leaf to hand.
I'm going to attempt to.
here's an Eddie Merck.
He resolved. What would you like to turn?
I'd like to tap.
All right, tapping down the Enduring and the Tishana's Tiebinder. Now Vasilios actually gets to attack. And we'll battle both of them.
2.
Go down to 2 goes Adrian. So, Enduring Curiosity, 2, Electric Boogaloo, and another land is what Vasilios drew. 11 cards left in Adrian's library.
15. Draw card. Draw card and
Vasilios trying to figure out a way to maybe mill out Adrian here. Not sure if it's possible, but
Sun's getting real low. 2 life, 11 cards.
the sun's getting real low, says Adrian.
Just like the cards that are similar to Unsummon, I'll give you all.
So you have 3 more unsummons, 8 more wild cards, 2 more this time. I'm gonna go ahead and
Trying to decide how he wants to use Kaito here, his Planeswalker ability.
6, 7. Oh,
7, 8, 8.
I have a lot of.
Yeah, but you've
colors.
got a lot of colors. I'm gonna 0 Kaito.
Okay.
Just for Veil 2.
All right, so Vasilios is gonna Surveil 2, and then gets to draw a card. Restless Reef, the card drawn. Underground River played and passed back to Adrian. Stun counter will come off of Kiora. So
Yep.
this has been a wild one. So level up, level up. Adrian trying to find a way. He needs to be able to pressure his opponent while also not allowing Vasilios to deal much damage. He's got 2 life left, so if anything hits him other than the Siren, he's gonna bite the dust. Enduring Curiosity, down to 9 off the unsummon.
Enter the battlefield.
Havoc, good blocker.
75.
Go to 5. Go to 4, actually.
Even if there's a land in here, and I get a.
Yeah, he gets another Havoc. Another Otter. Flash, but not flying. Yeah, it is a merfolk. Typically, merfolk do not fly. I think Adrian thinks Vasilios is at 5, which could end up mattering here. Yeah, Vasilios is at 4. It's not my job to go out there and let Adrian know that, but I hope he realizes it. So we're going to combat here. Ooh, Fairy Mastermind was, I think, Vasilios' draw, and that's an excellent draw.
You don't have that stupid card.
I have to say it, but
Okay,
yes, no, I got it.
okay. That's the one I'm worried about.
Yeah, Vasilios does have Restless Reef in hand. Adrian's saying you don't have that land that mills me, do you? Vasilios does have 2 of them in hand. It might not end up mattering. We're Getting down to the nitty-gritty here. End of the line is definitely on the horizon. Yeah, okay. Adrian realizes Vasilios is at 4. That's good. I'm glad that this game isn't coming down to, you know, improper life management, what have you. All right, so bounce, and you get a Havoc trigger, so another Otter will enter. So they're otters, not cats, to be clear. I don't think that actually matters much, but could matter. So Adrian gonna stay alive. Restless Reef, that is the mill land. Vasilios saying that is the one you don't like. 2 stun counters on the Eddie Merc. That's pretty good. And Adrian gonna count the cards in his deck. Such a great game. It would be a shame if it came down to decking himself. I feel like we have maybe an Eddie Merc in hand. I can't quite see his hand. Eddie Merc. Oh, he's going to draw 3 cards. 3 up the beanstalks, and it is a must. You must draw 3 cards, not a May ability. So each drawing one. Tap these 2. This is coming down to the nitty-gritty here. Game 1. I think Adrian has 2 cards left in his library. Lake Verge. So many things Adrian has to manage here. His life total. Obviously, can't really draw many more cards. I'm gonna get the pseudo unsummon. This is intense. This is high-end magic right here. Combat. You're a trigger. Soulstone. All right, that's going to be it. Adrian going to win game 1. Oh, what a game it was. Holy smokes. That was some intense magic. Very well played by both players. Whoo, that was insane. As we kick it back to the booth, that was a Nutter Butters game 1. I am excited for the potential 2 next games. It was a long one. Adrian had to manage how many cards was in his library, how much life he had left, coming down to a very, very important into the Flood Maw there at the end to bounce the Soulstone before blocks. Absolute brilliant play from both players. Loving it. Loving it. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you're watching live on Twitch, y'all the real MVPs. If you're watching after the fact, though, on YouTube, that's cool, too. Make sure to hit up Impact Gaming Center on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center. Pretty simple. Also, hit up impactgamingcenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering needs. We've got high-end singles, low-end singles. We got a Black Lotus, folks. So go check that out. Go buy it. Otherwise, you can check out stuff for your Cube, Modern, Commander, Standard. If you're grinding the RCQ circuit right now, make sure to check us out, impactgamingcenter.gg. All the Magic the Gathering cards in one spot at really competitive prices, if I do say so myself. But holy smokes, this has been quite
Yeah, me too.
Saw family.
the match. We're going to switch over
So it was like we
to this camera here, and we are going to zoom out just a tad. I'm not sure why it's shaking so much, but we've got 29 competitors in our standard RCQ tournament today. As you can see, the fine folks here at Impact doing battle. We actually have them on this side. Usually we don't have so many, but yeah, we wanted to get them on this side, so when we showed off this camera, we can actually have players.
It's like the Mardi Gras, like part
yeah,
of
it's the
town.
central.
And I live in the Irish part of city of St. Louis, which means that St. Patrick's Day is a
also
nightmare
pretty
too.
big. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Best of luck.
Yep.
I'll be on the plane.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Sure.
5, 7. Oh no.
But yeah, we got quite the turnout. 29 players,
If it's
about
and then,
one less.
or the bush.
One more rather than we had for our Friday Night Magic, which is actually insane. Modern is in a super good place, and the people are showing up and showing out for it.
acceptable.
Okay. Yep.
Green light Verge goes back in.
All right, we're back at it. Here we go. Gloomwave version of Ghost Vacuum. Ghost Vacuum is going to be pretty instrumental, I think, for Vasilios. Getting that down on turn 1 is pretty important. Not going to allow Adrian to do shenanigans like he did last game. Buying back with that talent. There it is. And up the beanstalk. Fairy Mastermind going to flash in.
I'll just put the creatures in.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do anything more. We'll go to combat.
Sure.
Before damage.
Negate the Kaito. Yeah, it is not a creature on the stack. Alrighty. Seed of Hope. Yeah, Vasilios saying whiff, but still not bad. Bushwhack gonna get exiled. Surveil.
All right, go for it.
All right. Fairy Mastermind gonna get in there. And there's a Shieldred. Shieldred is very good. Cash grab. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one of these do we want? Gonna take Tishana's Tiebinder. This town ain't big enough, getting exiled with the vacuum. Sleight of hand. Look at the top two. One goes to hand, one goes to bottom. Loom Lake Verge. Yeah, does Adrian have a permanent way to get rid of the shielder? That's going to be the main question for me here. Like, did Vasilios maybe miss his gain life trigger off of 4 to 8? Restless Reef, which was a huge player in game 1. Not as impactful here in game 2, I don't think. Are we just missing shielded triggers here? Talarian. All right. Surveil. What is that? That looks like an up to beanstalk, maybe. Another Talarian tower. Am I missing something? Or it's what? Oh, is it because of Tidebinder? Yeah, I think it's because of Tidebinder. Okay, I'm missing. I was the problem. Okay. I was like, how is Adrian just drawing with reckless abandon here and not getting pinged for the, you know, drained by the shield dread? Flash vigilance, that's all. Spell stutter drawn for Vasilios. Adrian is up a game here. Before declare attackers. Up the beans, trigger. Spell stutter the Eddie Merc. Just pretty much a hard counter at this point. Down to 6 goes Adrian. Ghost vacuum. Seed of Hope are gonna get sucked into a vacuum. Who are you gonna call? And Vasilios is at a healthy 20 life.
I'm gonna cast this.
What you getting?
Analyze the pollen here. Gonna look, exile 2 cards in the graveyard. And we'll go get a creature. Eddie Merc. Good old Eddie. Give him the beans, boys. We're back in town. Second up the beanstalk. Fairy Mastermind gonna draw a card for Vasilios as well. And here we go. Combat time. Awesome. No blocks. Take 5. And pass back. before I declare, hey, MTG Michael, thanks for that Twitch Prime subscription, 5 months in a row. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. Tidebinder.
I just put it down there so it can't.
Oh yeah.
Go to combat. Or we're already going to combat.
Yeah. Now you can declare.
Thanks for the heads up.
2 mana. Have you played your land?
No.
All right.
Before I block.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to into the flood.
Into the Floodmaw, the Shieldred.
You got it. All right. Game 3.
Game 3.
All right, game 3. Vasilios going to pick up game 2 here. So, holy smokes, we got ourselves the deck that Vasilios is playing is the one you would have played had you been here. That's fair. The deck is pretty sweet. So, yeah, we're heading to game 3. I do have deck lists right here. Look at this. Old school. On just a college rule. Adrian routed out. Here's a sideboard for Adrian. Go for the throat. The Swarm Weaver, Anoint with Affliction, 2 Nowhere to Runs, 1 Swamp, 1 Terra Sunder, 1 Keen-Eyed Curator, Shrouded Shepherd, Minor Misstep, 2 of, 2 Negates. We already saw the Negates. I can't even read that one in the Tishani's Tidebinder. We already saw the Tishani's Tidebinder. Looks like Adrian is not sideboarding any further. And then for Vasilios here, Blot Out, Cut Down, Disfigure, 2 Duress, 2 Ghost Vacuums. We already saw how impactful the Ghost Vacuums were in that game. 2 Glistening Deluge, 2 Negate, 2 Preacher the Schism. We saw the Shieldred, and then Tishana's Tidebinder is obviously a slam dunk in this matchup from both sides. Let's get back down as we start game 3 of round 2. Alrighty. We are knotted up at 1-1, up to Beanstalk. And draw a card back to Vasilios. If that's not an Adrian thing, I don't know what is. Dude, I'm telling you. Alrighty. Vigilant Flash Duder guy. And to you. Adrian being on the play certainly could matter. Swamp. Pass back to Vasilios.
I'm gonna counter that.
Negate. The trick. Duress, target you. In response.
Summon that thing.
Unsummon that.
Now you're direct.
I'll take that.
Yeah, this town ain't big enough. Tolarian Tower. Looks like land and Tishana's Tidebinder. It's a Yavimaya Coast, I believe.
Yes, that's good.
Yep.
Trigger.
Yep.
All right, Tolarian Terror. Gonna draw a card off the
Go for it.
Beanstalk and pass back.
Table check.
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of.
All right, get some fairies in there. Yeah, both these decks are really sweet. I think if I were playing in this tournament, I'd play one of these two decks because Vasilios has kind of a mid-rangey control plan, and then Adrian's just
Cards in hand.
a nice big old tempo deck.
Edge maze.
Sure.
Hedge Maze going to surveil. Going to keep on top for Adrian. Back to Vasilios. And these fairies continue to bash.
Good call.
I'm gonna cast this two. Trigger.
Eddie Merck.
Beanstalk's good.
Okay. So draw.
Beanstalk. Give him the beans, boys.
Sure.
Deshana's the trigger. Okay, so that will stifle it. Assuming Adrian doesn't have a counterplay.
Yeah. 14.
And down to 14 goes Adrian.
Sorry.
Sure. Okay.
At the end of the day, it comes down to preference of play because how. Yeah. I mean, they're both good decks. Love the Beanstalk. Draw so many cards, though. Actually, in game one, I don't know if you were here, Mike, but Adrian almost decked himself. He had 2 cards left in his library when he ended up winning the game. It's pretty nuts.
Oh boy.
Lots of options.
A lot of things.
Cash grab here.
I'll get the card.
Sure.
Gonna get the Eddie.
Don't really like knowing this, but that's fine. Okay. So we got 5.
Yep. 5 and 3.
Yeah, right?
Jeez.
I noticed. All right. I'm going to take any damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast this.
Sure.
Trigger.
Trigger beans.
Trigger the beans. Tap those 2. Now we can attack.
Swing at you.
Get in for 5.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah. We
I
both
don't
went,
even know what that was.
Yeah.
All right. And then I
Down to
will-
15.
I'm gonna take 1.
Yeah.
13. I'm gonna have this fight your.
Ooh. We're fighting.
So I'm at 13. All right. Go for it.
All right. Back to Vasilios. Ooh, go for the throat. That's going to be a pretty good card
Yeah.
here
You know.
for Vasilios. Just what the doctor ordered. Can't have these crabs crashing in for 5 damage every single turn.
5.
5 you. Only 1 mana. Does he have an unsummon? No. Down to 8. Adrian's going to have to draw something here. Like a combination of Eddie Merc and Tolarian Terror.
Cast, cash grab.
Cash grab's also adequate. If he can hit one of his big boys.
Beanstalk or this thing. So I'm actually gonna take this thing,
Sure.
Yeah. I'm going to take the talent.
and I am going to cast it.
Sure.
And it's going to get cast. And here comes Havoc, the otter cat.
Go to comments.
I'm gonna attempt to flush it. Flood pitch counter.
Flood Pitch Drowner. Going to enter.
It's gonna enter,
Okay.
and then
Trigger. I target the crab.
yeah, I'll tie binder it.
Sure. Crab's trigger to blue.
So he doesn't have vigil. does he?
Correct. Yeah.
5 you.
Yeah.
Turn 0. We are going to turn 0. This is turn 0. They did not have an extension. They started when everybody else did.
That's
So typically you will have a time extension for your feature match area, but that is not the case with this
a
round.
little bit more.
All right. So that's turn 0, and now it's your turn. Your turn.
All right, turn 1 will be on Vasilios.
Draw.
I think we got enough turns to get this thing properly finished. Ooh, is that a Kaito? Yes, that's pretty good. Be able to dish out some stun counters maybe
Combat.
on this Eddie Merc. could be pretty good. Plus, ninjutsuing in is always good.
Alright,
And Adrian's tapped
I'm
out.
gonna Try to block with this.
Block like that. Before damage, though, we do have some chicanery from Vasilios. Ninjutsu and Kaito. That's a 3/4 ninja.
And then we'll go to
It's be 4 damage.
we'll trade here. You're gonna take 4 from this.
Yep, that's right.
Down to 4.
This is a
And, of course, Vasilio gets to use this Planeswalker ability.
this is turn.
Yep.
We'll go ahead and map.
Gonna map it up, the fairy. Gonna reveal the top card of Vasilios' deck, probably wanting to hit another Kaito. Oof.
We will.
Put a +1/+1 counter, maybe mill it.
We'll put that in the yield.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And this one's a counter.
Yep.
So we've got lethal next turn, potentially.
Yep.
Putting 2 stun counters on the Eddie Merc. Is this going to be it? I'm not sure what's in Adrian's hand, but he's going to have something pretty good. Eddie Merc would be pretty good. Be able to tap down both of the
Yeah. You already
potential attackers. At least this game, Adrian's not in fear of milling out. Ooh, into the Flunmaw. Good draw. Eddie Murky. What's up, BioAmp? How you doing today?
Uh-huh.
This town ain't big enough.
target this and this, and there's gonna be an upstream stuff.
Up the beanstalk trigger.
This goes in my hand.
Ooh. So now putting that Kaito in the bin might have actually mattered. This is turn 2 of turn, so the match will end on Vasilios' turn. And Adrian will have 1 more turn. So we've got to figure out a way to deal out 10 damage for Adrian if you're sitting in Adrian's spot. Vasilios only needs 4. Much more doable. I think Ghost Vacuum and Curiosity, Enduring Curiosity in Vasilios' hand.
You can have a fish.
Got a fish in play?
Yeah, I actually have it.
All right, fish token. Go, Adrian.
Fished up.
I gift you a fish in this trying time.
I'm gonna pass you, but I'm gonna do something in your upkeep.
Untap.
Upkeep.
Yeah, how many cards do you have?
3. You know Kaito. You don't know the others.
So Kaito still gets to activate his Planeswalker abilities.
Give her the fish.
Yeah, you got it.
My turn?
Yeah.
So- wow.
Tricky.
So there's going to be no point.
2 cards in hand?
The problem is Adrian can't win on his next turn,
But you will be.
even with Eddie. Just I don't think. Can't deal 10 damage. Eddie is a 5/5. Adrian's just making it really hard for Vasilios to win this game.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah, this is
you doink it and you fucking kill or effing kill me with your Kaito.
Yeah.
yeah, this is a rough for both players. They're looking at potentially a draw here.
I'm not winning the game next turn.
Because Adrian can't deal 10, and Vasilios, because of the Eddie, might not be able to deal 4. I'm going to leave it to the players to play their cards. Vasilios is just going to pass. Turn 4. No Eddie entering. So Adrian actually just has to play for the draw at this point. Curiosity didn't get flashed in.
Still at the end of turn.
So Adrian just passed back. It resolves.
Tap in a way that doesn't accidentally kill me somehow.
Sure.
I will start the end turn. I'm gonna.
You don't need to pay 5, just 2.
Oh yeah, you're.
I don't have 2 targets, so you,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Just do this.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy,
Yeah.
I draw a card.
Yep.
like Eddie Murphy. I get it.
Proceed.
All right, so this is turn 5.
Take 5? No, I don't.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about playing.
That's going to be it. It will end in a draw. So there you have it, folks. I'm going to end this one, unfortunately, in a draw. Both players will be 1-0-1 moving forward. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're watching live on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We have another round pretty much right now, so don't go anywhere. It's going to be a short break. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with all your friends, hit the notification bell icon, set it to all. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you. I'll see you in the next round. Make sure to hit up ImpactGamingCenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering, TCG, and other tabletop gaming needs. Whoo! Thank you all so much. Adios.